caught his 16-year-old son laughing with his friends over a headset at 11 at night. And instead of just saying goodnight, he confiscated the earbuds, hid them in his own bedroom closet, and disabled the boy's ability to join voice chats entirely. His own wife thinks he's gone too far. 3 stories today about parents and relatives who mistook control for care. For the past 5 years, this dad has kept a strict screen time schedule on his son's phone and laptop. A nightly cutoff that shuts both devices down at a set hour. No texting, no calls to friends after that point. It started at 7 p.m. when the boy was younger, later pushed back to 9 p.m. once he reached high school. His wife has never fully agreed with the policy, but he's held firm the whole time. 2 months ago, the family relocated to a different state, which meant the boy's whole social circle was suddenly hundreds of miles away. The one thing keeping him connected to old friends was gaming with them online in the evenings. The house rule technically only covered the phone and laptop. The PlayStation downstairs was still fair game after the cutoff, mostly because the dad admits he never figured out how to add a curfew to that device too. A few days before this all came to a head, his son ordered a pair of earbuds off Amazon. When they arrived, his dad asked what they were for, assuming they'd replace a broken pair, and let it go once told they were for the PlayStation. That night, around 11 p.m., he woke up to the sound of laughter drifting up from downstairs. He found his son on the couch, earbuds in, mid-voice chat with 2 friends over a game. The moment he was spotted, the boy hurried to say, "Hold on," into the mic, and pulled the earbuds out. His dad reminded him that the whole point of the nightly cutoff was exactly this: no talking to friends after hours, and sent him to bed. His son argued, reasonably, that he genuinely thought the PlayStation was exempt from that rule since he'd always been allowed to use it at night. His dad wasn't convinced, and the next day, he quietly took the earbuds and hid them in his and his wife's bedroom closet, somewhere his son wouldn't think to look. He also went digging through the PlayStation settings until he found a way to disable party chat entirely. His son's reaction was pure teenage exasperation. Accusations that his dad was being ridiculous, that this had nothing to do with screen time and everything to do with keeping him from his friends. His wife agrees with their son on this one, telling her husband directly that he's taking it too far. And even a few extended family members have quietly voiced concern that this is going to damage the boy's friendships, not protect him from anything. His dad still insists he's doing the right thing. It's worth pointing out what actually changed here. It was never really the gaming that bothered him. His son could sit on that couch playing solo for hours without a single complaint. The moment friends and laughter entered the picture, that's when the earbuds vanished. It's summer break. The kid is 16, thousands of miles from every friend he's ever had, doing the one thing available to stay close to them. And the response was to take that away and hide it in a closet? That's one version of a parent mistaking control for protection. This next story flips the script completely. Because sometimes the parent isn't the one enforcing the rules. She's the one breaking them. This mother has an 18-year-old son she describes as wild, prone to sneaking out, drinking, and getting into fights at school. His father, her ex, has always taken a much more relaxed boys will be boys approach to all of it, which she resents, especially since she holds her 2 younger daughters from her current marriage to a completely different standard. Prom night arrived, and she was nervous enough about her son's behavior that she physically patted him down before he left the house, then sent him off to pick up his girlfriend, a girl she genuinely liked and had known since childhood. That night, she had her son video call her from his dad's house afterward to prove he wasn't at an after party, then drove past the house an hour later just to confirm his car was still parked outside. The next morning, around 5 a.m., she changed her usual jogging route so it would pass by her ex-husband's house. She spotted her son's girlfriend's car still in the driveway. Her ex had already left for work. She rang the doorbell repeatedly until her groggy son answered, informed him she knew his girlfriend was inside, and pushed her way in when he tried to block the doorway, threatening to call the girl's parents if he didn't step aside. Once inside, it was clear the girlfriend, an 18-year-old adult in a house that wasn't even his mother's, had stayed the night. The mother didn't hold back. She told the girl to her face that she thought she was sweet, but wasn't a good match for her son, that he was likely to be a bad influence, and that if she wasn't careful, she'd end up pregnant and alone because he was no different than his father. Her son was grounded the moment he got home. Except he never actually went home again after that. His father sent her a furious message afterward, saying their son's girlfriend had left in tears, and that their son couldn't understand why his own mother seemed to hate him. She insists she doesn't hate him, that this is simply the harsh love she believes he needs given how far off the rails he's gone since middle school. But it's hard to ignore the deeper picture here. An 18-year-old adult woman doing nothing more than spending the night with her boyfriend in a house that belonged to his father was ambushed and humiliated by a woman who was never entitled to walk into that house uninvited in the first place. Whatever unresolved history exists between this mother and her ex, it landed squarely on two 18-year-olds who hadn't done anything wrong at all. Last one for today. Smaller stakes, same entitled energy. This one's about a lawn, some ice cream, and a 19-year-old who had the audacity to ask to be paid for his own labor. This aunt, 37, was left in charge of mowing the lawn while her husband recovered from a leg injury. A chore she says she genuinely despises above almost anything else. Knowing her 19-year-old nephew was good at it, she asked him to come over and help, offering to cook him whatever he wanted to eat afterward, plus ice cream, given the summer heat. He agreed to help, but asked, reasonably, whether he'd be paid, and how much for the work. She was offended by the question, arguing that between the free meal and the ice cream, expecting actual payment on top of that was entitled and selfish behavior from what she called a typical bratty teenager. Worth noting, he's not a teenager. He's 19, a legal adult. And the entire justification here amounts to I'll do anything to avoid mowing my own lawn, except pay someone fairly for the physical labor of doing it for me. Food and ice cream are a kind gesture, not a wage. And there's nothing remotely entitled about a grown man asking what he'll be compensated for a job that would otherwise cost real money to hire out. 3 stories, 3 different kinds of overreach. A father who confiscated connection instead of protecting it, a mother who couldn't stay out of her adult son's life, and an aunt who thought a favor was owed for free. Which one bothered you the most? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. Subscribe for a new story every day. See you tomorrow.